Welcome. My name is Kelly, and this is Tarot with Kelly, and we're here today to talk about the new moon, the solar eclipse in Pisces on February the 26th, 2017. So, before we begin, thank you. Thank you truly for all of the positive, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. You guys do rock. Absolutely. So let's see what the energy is going to be for us. I think, because I'm doing this video on, I think it's the 18th today. So we may get the energy of what we are walking into here, as well as the eclipse itself. And then maybe we'll even get a small view into what we need to do after the fact. So we start with the wheel. So truly, this is a time that we are closing doors, that we are releasing energy, allowing healing in our lives, looking at things in a new perspective, a different perspective. Okay, this card definitely says in order for the new, and new moons are all about new experiences, new adventures, new pathways, new ways of doing things. This card says that we have to release something in order for the new to really manifest in our life. That there's something that we may be holding on to, that we need to release. Maybe it served purpose in our life at one point, but it doesn't anymore. We don't need it. Maybe it's a crutch that we used for a while. We don't need it anymore. We need to release it. We need to walk away from it. We need to let go. We need to close that door in order to experience the beauty of what the new moon, the solar eclipse, has to offer us. Three of Coins. These cards have been showing up over the last week, so it's very much the energy that we have right now that we are working with. And this is focusing on the task at hand. We need to stay grounded. We need to be diligent. We need to be determined. So it's a time to discipline ourselves. It's a time to focus on the necessary actions. And maybe it's more mundane than usual, and it's harder to keep the focus because we want, we can feel the energy of the new moon coming. And it's such a spiritual and divine new moon that we are experiencing. It's in Pisces. We've got the sun in Pisces. We've got the moon in Pisces. We've got Neptune right in there in Pisces, and Neptune is the ruler of Pisces. So talk about spirituality. Talk about healing. And we have so much energy right now that is allowing us to heal, allowing us to close doors, allowing us to allow endings in our lives. And we also have a beautiful time to walk into the spirituality. So we really need to stay focused on the task at hand and not get too caught up in the dreams of our tomorrow, but rather complete the things that we need to complete now. Okay? We're never going to sell that pentacle if we don't finish up on the fine details of it. And we're not going to get top dollar for it if we start to cut corners and we don't do our due diligence. Three of Swords. There could be heartbreak. There could be sadness. We may not want to let go what we know we need to let go. This could be a habit. This could be something that we know that we should really discipline ourselves a little bit more on. Maybe it's exercise. Maybe it's meditation. Maybe it's prayer. Maybe it's our spending habits. Maybe it's the time and energy we are putting into a relationship or not putting into a relationship, or a friendship, or a partnership, or a business opportunity, or our job, or the community, the home, the neighborhood. Maybe it's time to be very truthful and honest with ourselves about what we really have to do in order to move forward. And yes, it may hurt. Look what we got here, though. We have the Empress, who has started popping up lately again. She hasn't been around for a while, so I'm glad to see the Empress, because the Empress is rebirth, beginnings, creativity, new pathways, being the diplomat, embracing our spirituality, our feminine side, male or female. In order to go, and I rarely see this, but there's an archway behind us. So, we do have, with the new moon, it is on the 26th. So that is an 8. 2 plus 6 is 8. And that's our empowerment. So this is our empowerment. And we know we are in a 1 year. So that is new energy, new pathways, new adventures, new relationships, new partnerships, new job opportunities, new career opportunities, new things to learn. So February is a 2. So that's our harmony. That's bringing in partnerships, relationships. That's our starting to look at our money and our values. So February 26, 2017 is a 2, an 8, and a 1. So that's 10, so that's 11. That's our archway. That's our portal into tomorrow. So we have a very strong number on that day, don't we? We have a master number, the 11, which talks about new opportunities that we have yet to step onto that path, that are awaiting us to do our due diligence. Let go of something that is actually dissipating our energy. Closing the door in order for that portal to appear to us, that new beginning. Five of Wands. Now, I always get with this deck that it's kind of like we are a tree. Maybe it's a couple of branches sticking out there. We are a tree. And we are essentially pruning ourselves to be a better us, a better me. So how can I do that? What do I want to instill into my life that represents who I am? What is a dream, a passion, a desire, a way of being, a way of becoming? Do I want to be more outgoing? Do I want to be thinner? Do I want to earn more money? Do I want to be somebody who really makes a difference within the community or the neighborhood or within a cause? What do I stand for? And what parts of me don't belong anymore? What is a misrepresentation of who I am? Where am I not honest and truthful with myself about who I am and who I want to project myself out as in society? And so we are pruning ourselves. And notice as we prune ourselves, the light appears. That we become more authentic, unique. We stand with a confidence, with a strength, maybe with a courage and a power, with all the red behind us, all the fire within this card. Ten of Coins. Ten of Coins, that's the universe, source, God, your angels, your spirit guides saying, here's the key to the abundance that you want in your life. So go ahead and open up that box. Open up that treasure chest and see the abundance spill out of it as you open it. So there is so much on offer for each and every one of us. Truly, I don't care where you are in your life right now. This is a time when you can receive the key for how to bring in abundance. Now, what is abundance to you? Abundance might be love surrounding you, with family, with friends, with community. Abundance to you could be having more money than you could ever spend. Abundance to you could be starting your own creative business and it just flourishes and it grows to an extent that you never believed possible. And it was because of your unique abilities, your talents, that really brought it in. What is abundance to you? Is it love? Is it a relationship? Is it good friends? Is it stature in the community? What is abundance to you? Is it a true connection to your own spirituality? What is abundance to you? Is it good health? Because with the Five of Wands directly before it, we are pruning ourselves so that we, and it's not something that we've heard or something that everybody else wants, so we've kind of piggybacked onto that dream rather than creating our own true dreams of what makes our heart sing. Okay? Because if you say, I want money, but that's just because the bills have to be paid, but it really wouldn't be your truest desire if you really sat there and thought about it. You can have all the money in the world and not be happy, not be content, not have peace of mind, not have challenges every day in your life. You can be flat broke and just surrounded by so much love and well-being. It doesn't really matter. You could have just enough money so that you can continue in other endeavors in your life that would bring in happiness and joy. So you really have to be truthful that you're doing this for you. The abundance is truly to enrich your life, enrich you in some way. It can't be for somebody else. It can't be for, or it can't be somebody else's dream. It has to be yours. You have to take ownership of it. One more I hear. Five of coins. Well, we could be having a pity party. We could be saying this is too hard. This is too confusing. I almost get it like we want a spotlight, to look what I have to do in order to live each and every day, to breathe each and every day, to exist, to survive. And it's too hard. And this is a time to reach out for help, absolutely. But you know what? You really need to change your focus. Because look at that divine light behind you. If you were to do a 180 here and turned around, all you would see is this light rimmed by some flowers and coins everywhere. Abundance everywhere. And so maybe we need to notice that. Maybe we need to do a 180. We can't let negative emotions fuel us for the abundance that we want in our life. So if we're doing it out of greed, or we're doing it out of jealousy, or we're doing it out of spite, or we're doing it out of hate or malice, it's not going to happen for you. Or it might look like it's going to happen and everything really flatline on you. So we really have to be careful about our intentions and why we are doing what we are doing. It's almost like the Magician card comes in here in my mind. The Magician is very wonderful, but because they can bring in the magic, right? But the Magician says it has to be important to you. It has to be meaningful to you. It has to be from your heart center. Your goals, your dreams. I mean, new moons, and especially an eclipse, a new moon eclipse, a solar eclipse, that brings in so much beauty and so much energy. It's like a new moon on steroids. And so, because it's in Pisces, and it has to do with our spirituality, it has to do with our service to humanity, it has to do with our self-sacrifice, it has to do with also repressed parts of ourselves, things we don't want to look at, things that we're hoping will just fade away. We don't have to put our energy towards it. We don't have to put our time, because that card immediately followed the Three of Coins, the hard work, the determination, the getting things done. And if we don't do that, we may live to regret that, because we're leading towards the Empress energy, the archway, to a new beginning, to new creativity, to new starts, new adventures, being the pioneer, being, stepping into your strength, the I am. And for that, we have to look at ourselves, and we have to prune, and we have to allow the light to shine outwards. And so we may have to do a 180 on something in our lives. Maybe it's an action, maybe it's a situation, maybe it's our thought patterns. So with the new moon energy, and especially it being at 8 degrees, and it's the 26th, which adds up to an 8-2, the empowerment for us personally in our lives is so strong, is so present. But we really have to stay grounded. We really have to be diligent in where we are putting our focus and why we are putting our focus there. And does it need to be there? We need to question ourselves. We have to be truthful with ourselves with the answers when we ask ourselves and pose those questions to ourselves. What do I truly want? Where do I want to make a difference? How do I want to project myself out into the world, out into the community, within my job, within my relationships? Where do I want the new beginnings? This is a time to definitely be writing down that bucket list. But while you're writing down that bucket list, you need to attend to what needs tidying up in your life, what needs closure, what needs healing, and allow it to happen through meditation, through prayer, maybe having certain conversations, walking some paths that you maybe have been ignoring. Let's get a Journey of Love card here, because the moon is all, the moon centers on our heart center, our relationships. Who's flipping out here? The communal dance. Well, I'll have to just get right into this one. 5 is the adventurer, new adventures. That one demanded attention. When I stood in front of you, I knew something was in store. I could feel the excitement of our journey ahead, for I had been that way before. Each person comes into our life with lessons we may see, and in the reflection of that other self is the person we can be. Lover, you've been alone too long. Your community calls you to surrender your isolation for this moment in time. Instead, join the cosmic conga line. Do you know how special you are? Do you? Do you know how special you are? Truly? I'm serious. Please know that about yourself. So much so that this community would not be the same without you. Your individuality, your uniqueness can only enhance this group of souls that calls you to dance with them. Men and women, human and spirit, heaven and earth. Your community is vast and rich and has much to share with you. Be lifted in celebration of belonging. Recognize that you are part of something great. Can your heart grow warm with recognition? You belong. You are meant to be part of this great dance of love awakening on the earth. Your heart is already beating to the rhythm of the music. This oracle brings you guidance. You are being drawn into a new community that is more aligned with your spiritual vibration. You'll feel more at home there, and you'll be able to share your gifts and talents more freely with greater support. Let go of relationships or situations that you have been holding out on out of fear. If they are meant to continue with you, they will remain. If not, they will fall away, creating space for new connections to come into your life. This is not a time to hide in what you have known, but to be open to playful connection with kindred spirits soon to be met. Well, isn't that a strong and powerful card for our new moon, because it tapped on so many of the cards. The wheel, our first card, was mentioned towards the end. Okay, let go of relationships or situations that you have been holding on to out of fear. If they're meant to continue, they'll stay, they'll remain. If you love something, set it free. If it comes back, it's yours. If it doesn't, it never was. So let's put that one back, because I almost think that that is what we are in now. Let's see if we get a card for the actual new moon. So we have the Wheel and the Empress as our strong cards. That yes, there needs to be closure in our life, and yes, there are new beginnings, new pathways awaiting us, ready for us to step into. But it's the work we do between the solar eclipse, or the solar eclipse and the lunar eclipse that we have just walked through in Leo. You know, it's the work in between those two that matter on how much beauty and magic you're really going to step into long-term, sustainable, long-term happiness, joy, peace of mind, new directions, new adventures, new relationships, new ways of doing and being and becoming. '26. So that is the date of our solar eclipse, guardian of the soul family. What a drastic difference between the energy that we are walking through now and what appears when we walk into that solar eclipse. And look at the green. The green is your heart center. So we have to go to 26, and it's pretty cool that it is the date of as well. So our empowerment. When I open my heart, you cover me with a blanket of love and warm the silence with your caress. Words unspoken say it all, as we become more than when we are alone. You are being drawn to kindred spirits in this physical world by loving guardians in the spiritual world. If you feel that you are leaving relationships behind, do not be afraid. The space that such courageous action creates is sometimes necessary in order to have room for the new to enter into your sphere of consciousness. You may also feel that somehow a relationship that seemed to be held back from you is now becoming available to you. There is a great soul love calling you into a more intimate connection now. It is sanctioned by the divine. It is karmic destiny to fulfill. There is love that you are to experience in connection with a particular soul or souls, predetermined by the divine plan. If you are struggling to feel the soul purpose in your current relationships, take heart, for you are being helped by divine guardians who understand and support the sacred purpose of your relationships. Be open to current relationships healing, whether that means improved communication, an enriched experience, or the realization that you have traveled as far as you can together, and know that new relationships are going to be an important aspect of your spiritual destiny being fulfilled. Trust in the divine timing of your life and open your heart to the guardians who help you with that unconditional love now. The guidance of this oracle for you is that relationship healing is taking place in present relationships unfolding, in attracting the right relationships for you for future growth, and in leaving behind relationships of the past with a peaceful heart. Be gentle with your heart, beloved. All is well. So it's talking about all relationships that we have in our life, whether it's a friendship, partnership, a romantic connection. It could be the love of a parent, a love of a child. Our relationships are changing. We are stepping into new experiences with new people and new friendships to form, new relationships to grow. So we need to be open to that. We need to embrace that. We need to get excited about that. Shall we pick an animal card? So I think we are in for some very strong energy here, because it's a lot of inner work. It's a lot of being honest with ourselves. It's a lot of, and remember now that we will not have another solar eclipse in Pisces for, I think, close to 20 years. And it's a very spiritual, it's a very awakening. We had the crab fall out for Moonlight. We have a lot of cards falling, don't we? For Moonlight. Okay, let's see what the crowd wants to tell us about Moonlight. Mystery, darkness, jealousy, anger, emotion, and regeneration. Everyone is a moon and has a dark side which he never shows to anybody. And that's by Mark Twain. If you've chosen crab, the message is that you have been overcome with anger, emotion, and jealousy. It's now time for you to look at all the issues and release the negative emotions that you are hanging on to, and release them. Once again, it's all about releasing, letting go, closing doors, moving past, forgiving yourself for something maybe, allowing a negative emotion, whether it is jealousy or it could be envy too. That's a negative. Just maybe you're mad at your situation or your circumstances that you find yourself in, and beating yourself up in some way. That is definitely not necessary, because you are beautiful. Crabs are very versatile. They can move in water or on land, and if you chose crab, you are being reminded that you have been uptight and not going with the flow. Crab tells you that this is a time of regeneration and transformation, but it can only occur if you set down the negativity and allow yourself to turn away from your dark side and embrace the light that shines. Isn't it that card there we're talking about right now? That you've been uptight and not going with the flow. Crab tells you that this is a time of regeneration and transformation, and it can only occur if you set down the negativity and allow yourself to turn away from your dark side and embrace the light that shines on within your spirit. If you can't see it, the reminder is that the moon remains strong to help guide and transform you. Release all that is troubling you. Use the moon cycles to assist you in your journey. Many people get moody during full moons, while others feel a sadness at a new moon. Pay attention to your moods during the moon cycles to see if there is a pattern. So, you know, it's almost like shedding the old, okay? Shedding the old. Crabs do it. Caterpillars turn into butterflies. Snakes do it. They remove that layer so that they can grow. Lobsters do it. So they can step into a larger version of themselves to grow into. So start seeing the true beauty of who you are. And then grow into that person that you imagine yourself to be. So I'm not going to go any further because that's really what this new moon is about. It's projecting in your mind the beautiful person that you are becoming, that you are setting your goal to be. And that could be through your creativity. That could be through your job, your career, what you do in the community, what you do within relationships and partnerships and friendships, within the home, within the community, within the neighborhood, the world at large. And set new goals, higher goals for yourself of where you want to be, what you want to achieve, what you want to obtain, what you want to manifest. And then release that shell that holds you back, the old. Maybe the old perceptions, maybe the old way of doing things, maybe the old ways of certain groups of people or a person. And step into the new experiences and grow into, just like the crab would grow into that new skeleton, that outer skeleton. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.